Hi everyone, it's Miss Cole here, leading this week's assembly. I hope you had a really great weekend. It was a bank holiday, so we had that extra day. I hope you had lots of fun. Right, let's go and see which of our French values we're exploring this week.
Our value this week is aspiration. Aspiration is a hope or an ambition to achieve something. I wonder what you want to achieve. You might want to achieve your pen licence. It could be that you're working hard to get your next brownie or scout badge. Or even you could be working to swim the whole length of the pool without putting your feet down. Some of your hopes might be for the future, such as becoming a firefighter or even a chef. As a class, think about your hopes and ambitions and how you're going to reach them. Pause and discuss.
I'm sure you had lots of great ideas about how to achieve your hopes and ambitions. You might have said that you need to be resilient and not give up on what you want to achieve. You might have said that you need to have that great growth mindset where you think, I haven't achieved it, but I haven't achieved it yet, and I'm going to keep going. You might also have said that you need to be a hard worker in order to achieve your dreams. Now, sometimes we have aspirations of things that we want to achieve for ourselves, such as getting that swimming badge. But we can also have hopes to help improve things for other people as well. So I wanted to share with you a significant individual from Kidderminster. So we're going to travel into the past. I wonder if you recognise this person.
Does anybody know who this significant individual is? Pause the video and have a discussion. Perhaps you recognise this statue in Kidderminster town. Do you know who it is yet? This is Sir Rowland Hill. He was born at Blackwell Street in Kidderminster in 1795. His ambition was to improve the postal service and how letters were sent. He introduced the penny black stamp in 1840, which allowed everyone the chance to be able to afford to send letters. The stamp had the image of Queen Victoria. The number of letters sent in the UK more than doubled in 1840 due to the introduction of the stamp.
So actually we can learn from Sir Rowland Hill that our aspirations and our hopes and achievements, they can be for the benefit of lots of people. So because of Sir Rowland Hill and his introduction of the postage stamp, lots of people were able to communicate, and that changed the way that people lived.
Can you find 1840 on your class timeline? Do you know any other significant individuals who aspire to improve things for others?
I've got a story to share with you today, which hopefully shows that you've also got a really important job. Not just to have your own hopes and dreams and aspirations, but to support others with theirs too. Because if we think about it, do you think Sir Rowland Hill achieved everything he did by himself? I'm sure he didn't. He had the love and support of his family and his friends and his work colleagues. So let's think about how we can also encourage others to follow their dreams. Right, let's have our story.
Giraffes can't dance. This might be a story that you already know, but it's definitely one of my favourites. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rock and rolled, and the lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who had seen Gerald earlier on. "But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." "Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze." So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing around. He threw his legs out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I'm dancing! Yes, I'm dancing! I'm dancing!" Gerald cried. Then, one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him, quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream! Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen! How did you learn to dance like that? Oh, please, Gerald, tell us how!" But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We can all dance," he said, "when we find music that we love."
There we go. Without the cricket, Gerald might not have quite achieved his dancing dream, but he did because he had his friends' support. Right, to end our assembly today, I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be setting a history challenge in a couple of weeks' time. So my aspiration is for you guys, the children at Franche, to know a little bit more about the area that we live in and how it's changed through time. So I will speak to you soon. Before we end, I'd like you to just have a few moments to reflect on aspirations and our assembly today.